Drugs and alcohol addiction can affect our lives.
It can ruin our mind, body, and soul.
We lose all dignity and respect for ourselves and for the ones around us. Drug and alcohol addiction has been a problem for many years. We all know it can ruin our lives, so why hasn't anything changed?
About 1 in 50 Ontario students have tried crack at least once. That's a total of 19,300.
What is one fact you know about medicinal drugs?
The whole idea behind the medication that could be abused, that they're almost all of them are painkillers.
In 2007, the percentage of people around the ages of 15 to 19 have been reported for heavy drinking and illegal drug use. That's 44% alcohol use and 33% illegal drug use.
Have you ever known anybody greatly affected by drugs?
On personal basis, no. On professional basis, yes, we see them every day.
You see people that try to get drugs in this pharmacy on a weekly or monthly basis?
Some people try, it's not that on that big scale, like every day somebody's trying to get narcotics, no. Many people will see getting their narcotics on weekly basis because they are on some sort of schedule for treatment, which is okay. Definitely there are some people who might try to get narcotics or any other medication to abuse them, and we definitely don't encourage that. Like there is some medication over the counter that could be abused, and we definitely don't encourage it.
Drugs aren't the only problem. Alcohol also affects our lives just as much. To get more in depth with our topic, we went to go interview one of the crew members' older brother and how he was affected by alcohol.
Have you ever committed to binge drinking?
Yes, I have. It was at a party, and like most teenagers, we like to drink and have a good time, basically. And what it was, it's basically your peer pressure into doing it.
Children of addicts are 9 times more likely to develop an addiction of their own. How did it make you feel after?
Well, basically, I was intoxicated. I was, everything was spinning, couldn't even walk properly. Basically, when you're under the influence of an alcoholic beverage.
12.3% of all car accidents are from people intoxicated by drugs or alcohol.
The top 4 substances used by Ontario students was 58% alcohol, 25% was used for non-prescribed pain relievers such as Tylenol number 3, codeine, Percocet, Demerol, and Percodan, and 17% was used for tobacco.
2 of our crew members went to Sick Kids Hospital to interview Evelyn, a professional social worker, to get her opinion on drug addiction.
And what do you think is the worst case scenario that a person could get into if they were addicted to drugs or alcohol?
That one's a trickier question to answer. I think there's lots of different worst case scenarios. I think when teens are using substances, and that could be alcohol or drugs, they get themselves into high risk situations, so that could mean being in unsafe situations where they could get physically or sexually hurt.
Have you ever known or met anyone addicted to alcohol?
In fact, yes. When I was growing up, I actually lived with family members who were addicted to alcohol.
How different do you think the atmosphere would be in a house where children are raised by alcoholic parents compared to a home where children are raised with parents who are not addicted to alcohol?
Well, generally, teens and children of alcoholic parents tend to show symptoms of depression and anxiety because the atmosphere is quite stressful and tense.
What advice would you give to teens who suffer from drugs and alcohol addiction?
My advice is to get help, to be honest with yourself about what's causing the addiction. Like generally, I think people use drugs or alcohol as an escape from reality.
It's a long journey ahead for any addict. The roads are rough and the winds are strong, but so are you if you believe.